Hi everyone, and welcome once again to Southside Dodge Rebels This Week. We've moved camp into the Rebels team store thanks to Agri-Trade being in the Centrium this week. We've got a busy show with a couple of games to get to and some exciting off-ice news as well. So let's jump right to it by flashing back to last Friday night right here at the NMAX Centrium as the Rebels played host to the Everett Silvertips. Here's Cam Moon.
Now in behind the Rebel net goes Rouse. He'll jam it in front, scores right to Gallimore. And Seattle on their first shot of the game goes up 1-0. Outside to Elson, in over the line to Dumba, shoots it, saved by Pickard, scores! Matt Dumba! We're tied at 1. Rebels hosting Seattle here tonight, stealing the puck. Is Miette, gets it in front to Maxwell, scores! A great effort on the forecheck by Corey Miette to get that in front of the goal. Maxwell was in front of the net, so was Burr, and I think Burr might have been the last one to touch it. He'll come up with it. He'll come out from the boards. Here's Miette, the shot, scores! Looking for Petrovic, and it gets through the middle of Robinson. He'll clear it out. Now after it, John Pearson. He gets by Verdino. Backhand score! John Pearson! A beautiful goal as he pulled it to the backhand. He slipped in behind Verdino, and it's 4-1 Red Deer. Gives it to Cam Bites. Cam Bites with a backhand score! Check and Petrovic throws a couple more lefts. They're in real close quarters. Petrovic trying to hold him out. Oh, he lands a left from underneath, and down to the ice they go. Right side to Maxwell, right corner to Miette, to Maxwell, backhand in front, Campbite scores! The boards, but there was Cambice in front to Elson. That got broken up by Verdino. Now a shot, score! Borrego shot it, and it got tipped in front of the net. Looked like it was Turner Elson, and the Rebels are up 7-1. Top of the circle, gets by Mayer in front of the goal, shoots, scores! And the T-Birds cut the Rebel lead to 7-2 with 30 seconds to go in the second. Down the right wing, drops it, Mayer, or make that Elson with a shot. Stick saved by Cotton, comes off the end glass to Elson, scores! It makes it 8-2 for Red Deer. The Rebels victorious, 8-2 over the Seattle Thunderbirds. Rebels have won 2 straight. They head out for 6 in a row on the road.
Miette, Cambites, and Elson each with 2 goals in this one. Rebels scoring twice on the power play, while a fairly easy night for Bartasak facing only 20 shots.
I thought we did a good job through the first period, limited their opportunities, obviously capitalized on some of ours, but we came out firing, got in on the forecheck, created some opportunities. I thought through the second period we got a little bit passive, got backed off a bit, weren't finishing checks and kind of got back on our heels, but I thought through the third period again we got re-engaged and refocused and did a good job. So all in all, I thought it was a solidly played game, and I liked the way we responded early. They got the first goal there on their first shot after we'd had a good start, and obviously getting the goal right away kind of was a good response, but I thought we did a good job of staying composed on the bench, not getting rattled or getting down, and sticking with it, and got rewarded for that.
We had a lot of odd man rushes tonight for us, and I mean that's due to our forwards are coming back hard, and our D are standing up the blue line, and we're able to turn it over and get into transition quickly, and we were able to score on some of those chances.
One night later, the Rebels would play their first of 6 straight away from the NMAX Centrium. It was their second visit in as many weeks to Cranbrook to take on the Kootenay Ice. After a scoreless first period, Rebels strike first 6.5 minutes into the second. John Pearson finds the loose puck in front, bangs it past Nathan Lewin. Person's 6th of the year makes it 1-0. Kootenay strikes back when the long lead pass finds its way to Brock Montgomery. He makes no mistake, going top cheddar on Patrick Bartosak. Montgomery's first of the season is a beauty. It's 1-1 through 40. Buckle up for a wild third period. Check out this great work by Turner Elson, forcing the turnover. He goes in and puts a great move on Lewin. Elson's 7th of the year is a shorthanded marker that gives the Rebels a 2-1 lead. Less than 2 minutes later, Elgin Pierce is awarded a penalty shot. He winds and fires it glove side past Bartosak. 5 minutes into the third, it's 2-2. Fast forward to the 14-minute mark where Kootenay takes its first lead. Bartosak kicks the rebound right onto the stick of Eric Benoit, who says thank you very much and buries his 7th. Ice go ahead 3-2. Rebels pull Bartosak for the extra attacker. Matthew Dumba fires the long wrister, and Turner Elson puts home the rebound. His 2nd of the game makes it 3-3 and sets the stage for John Person.
Brings the puck in down the left side, shoots, scores! John Person!
John Person continues his hot scoring streak with 3 points in this one, and 2 more from Turner Elson gives him 4 in the 2 games over the weekend.
Just got that one in Regina, and it seems like it's just coming easier for me now, and I had to work for it before, and now it's just, puck's starting to come to me. I'm starting to get in a good spots and starting to put goals away.
I think Turner's kind of settling in. I thought early on when he first got back from pro camp, he was just trying to do too much. He wasn't playing to his strengths. He was trying to play more of a skilled game, and he's a skilled player in his own right, but he's got to do certain things to be successful. He's got to be involved. He's got to be finishing checks, and he has to use his speed to his advantage. And early on, when he first got back, he was kind of standing still, trying to beat guys one-on-one. And of late, he's been back to his old self. He's moving his feet. He's been tenacious on the puck. He's been strong on the puck, protecting it down low and taking pucks to the dirty area of the rink to get goals. So I think it's, he's a guy that's certainly an important part of our team, and is going to be relied on more for offensive production, but he's going to produce it by doing it the way he has here the last few games, so we just need him to continue doing that.
I felt like I put too much on myself at the start of the season. I wanted to do so good, and it just wasn't, nothing was going for me. I wasn't getting points. I wasn't doing anything really to my potential that I can. And then he just told me to start settling down and just focus on what I do best, and that's being physical and playing hard. And now things are starting to come for me. I'm starting to score some goals. It's a tough building to go into and play regardless, and certainly a tough building to come out with a win. And in particular, I thought we faced some adversity in that third period. I had 2 penalty shots called against us, neither of which I felt were warranted, especially the second one. But I thought we did a real good job of staying focused, not allowing it to deflate us, and really just stayed the course and found a way to win. So. All in all, I thought it was a real good effort. As I said, it's a tough building to play in, and they're a very good hockey team. We've had a rivalry going for a number of years, and I think it's a game that our guys should gain a lot of confidence out of to show that they can play in that situation.
Rebels jumping up 1 spot in the Central Division standings this week, passing the Edmonton Oil Kings to sit with 23 points on the year. John Person remains your Rebels scoring leader with 19 points in 16 games. Turner Elson jumps into a tie for the goal scoring lead with 8, along with Adam Kambites. A fairly important 6-game road trip continues this week for the Rebels, as it's their first extended time away from the Centrium this season. They visit Kelowna on Wednesday night and Kamloops on Friday, before 2 games on Saturday and Sunday in Victoria.
It's our first trip, so obviously in that regard we want to use it to our advantage, and I think it's a good opportunity to bond as a team. We've played some road games, but we haven't really spent any time on the road, so I think it's going to be good that way.
We had kind of a short one at the start of the season, but this is our first long one. So it'll be good. I mean, we've already came together pretty close, and this will bring us even more close together, and a lot of time, a lot of hours on the bus together here, so it'll be interesting.
Coming up after the break, details on some very exciting news for Central Alberta hockey fans. We'll be right back. Southside Dodge Rebels This Week is presented by Southside Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Red Deer, Alberta. Welcome back to Southside Dodge Rebels This Week. 16 years after Red Deer served as the host city, the World Juniors are coming back.
Really pleased to announce the 2 games are going to be played here in Red Deer. You have a U.S. and Russia here on December the 20th, and followed up a couple days later with Canada in Switzerland. on the 22nd.
Last week, Hockey Canada, Hockey Alberta, and the Rebels announced that 2 pre-tournament games will be played at the NMAX Centrium. On Tuesday, December 20th, the Americans will take on the Russians, and 2 nights later, on Thursday the 22nd, Team Canada takes on Switzerland.
Potential stars of the National Hockey League are playing in these games. And these are no slam dunk games, and there's an opportunity for somebody, as I just mentioned, opportunity for somebody to move themselves up in the lineup, maybe from the 7th defenseman to the top 6 or top 4 even, maybe from the 4th line to the 2nd line in these games. And the coaches are all trying to do that. I mean, that's what their job is, to try to get the chemistry going through these games and find out who's going to click with who before the tournament actually starts. So you've got a great game here, obviously, with in the Russian-U.S. game, and we're seeing lately here in the last few years, when you look at the NHL rosters, the amount of great players that are coming out of Switzerland. So none of these teams and none of these games can be taken for granted, and I think people, quite frankly, I mean, if you're running one of these teams, you want to be successful in pre-comp. You want to go in to the tournament feeling good about your team.
For Central Alberta, for Red Deer, it's a very exciting time. It's getting Team Canada in here is a huge event, and going into the World Juniors, they're important games. They're going to be intense games. The caliber of play and the caliber of player that's in this event is just at a very elite level. So there's going to be some exciting hockey, and as I mentioned in the press conference, I think for the players as well, as a player myself, played in it 2 years, both overseas, and it's just a totally different environment. If I had a regret about it, it was that I didn't get to experience it here in Canada. And I think for the players coming in here to experience our building, the Centrium is a first-class facility, and our fans can get real loud, and it can become a real intense place to play. So I think our players are in for a real neat experience in Red Deer here.
So here's what Central Alberta fans can look forward to. On Tuesday, December 20th, the Americans take on the Russians. 2 nights later, on Thursday the 22nd, Team Canada takes on Switzerland. Here's what you need to know when it comes to purchasing tickets. Rebels season ticket holders will get an exclusive window starting November 15th to reserve their season seats for both games. And then starting November 28th, tickets will go on sale to the general public. Visit Ticketmaster.ca for all the details. That does it for this week's episode of Southside Dodge Rebels This Week. We'll see you next time.
In the months of September and October, Patrick posted a 9-3 record with a 1.81 goals against average and a .941 save percentage, including his first Western Hockey League shutout. For his efforts, Patrick wins a beautiful Volvo Watch courtesy of Mitchell & Jewell Fine Jewelers.
It goes right over to Lund. Pin shot saved by Bardazak. Good stop by Patrick Bardazak. And the puck loose in front of the Rebel net, sent over to the boards. He gets by Verdino, backhand, scores! Miek to the right wing corner, jams it in front, saved by Pickard. It's loose in the crease and now covered up by Pickard. Kamba to the backhand, scores! Gets some gloves off, Petrovic. He's getting into it with Mahachek. Petrovic and Kaysen Mahachek, they're in tight. Petrovic lands a couple of lefts. Mahachek's trying to get his helmet off. He does. They're both in pretty tight in the corner. The linesmen now come in, but haven't broken it up yet. Mahachek and Petrovic. And Petrovic throws a couple more lefts. They're in real close quarters. Petrovic trying to hold him out. Oh, he lands a left from under.